What's up, people? Got a little bit of a lineup here. Well, I may have just messed that up. I might have to zoom back out. Don't know. Let's see what I can do. I already got one in the room. Wow. Check that out. Something like that. Let me try to adjust that side too. Might as well. If it'll let me. Something like tighten that up. Is that loose? We'll get it worked out, people. I'm trying to bring it to you as best as I can. I happen to be doing some shopping, right? Not for all this stuff. Some of it, okay, earlier, but I keep it all in a bag, right? And I was like, well, um, I've talked about it, but people might have a hard time finding the different elderberry, and I had a hard time finding it. So um, I'll give a little bit of time for some people to catch up to this live real quick before I get into it. But this is the best I've come up with it and with for making your immune system stronger, because that's all you got is your immune system. There's no miracle cure for this. See, maybe this needs to go down a bit too. Let's see what I can't do. Adjust it a little bit better. Yeah, there's no miracle cure for this. There's no vaccine. There's not going to be. They couldn't come up with a vaccine for SARS or MERS, and this is SARS 7.0. It's SARS re-engineered, biologically engineered, bioagent, pathogen, contagion. It's deadly. They made a good one. So the best thing to do is have your immune system already making. I wouldn't say antibodies, because it won't make antibodies until you're actually sick with something, but it will create an immune in a way like a response. You'll build up your ability to fight off any kind of sickness that comes your way. The one thing though that's more, forget about all that stuff up on the dash. Forget about all that. The main thing that you need to do is get enough sleep at night, 8 hours sleep. Because if you don't get enough sleep, it will tank your immune system, and if you get enough sleep, it will build it up a lot. So minimum 8 hours sleep. But I've had people ask me, other drivers at the truck stop and stuff, hey, see, you got a mask. Where'd you get the mask at? And which that's my tanker mask. I was actually wearing a blue mask. I was wearing like the N95s, but it's a little different. But I'm just at the fuel pump, and I am not going inside. I'm not going. You couldn't pay me to go. I'll tell you, I hated that I had to go into a Walmart the other day. I hated that I had to go into stop by Harbor Freight. Got a couple things. They don't have N95 masks though, by the way. Harbor Freight does not have. They do have the gloves for cheap. The sterile. Where'd I put the box? I was going to show you that too. Isn't that something? Let's see. That's the 3mm extra large. There we go. These. Okay, they have these on sale. This is light duty, but they have the heavier duty ones on sale. But this was extra large, so it can go on my hand and off quicker. And then I just toss them, throw them away. But you could I use leather palm gloves for fueling too. But now that there's this going on, I'm using these. And then just toss them in a trash can. But these were $4.99, and it's a pack of 100. It's gonna be a while. 100 fuel ups, or whatever you do. So figured I would show that, but that was why I was at Harbor Freight. But they said ever since the beginning of this coronavirus thing that Harbor Freight has been sold completely out of any kind of masks. So I wanted to talk about, which by the way too, those are white gloves. These are the blue gloves that I had in a different pack, and these slide on easier, and these are the non-powder gloves. I keep those. I've got a pack of those, but they don't have any of the masks that are like this one here. Let's see. I'm in a predicament here. I'm sitting on a cooler so I can bring it to you better with this, because I was mounting this on the ceiling, and getting it worked out. But these kind of masks here, these type of masks, this is not the greatest one, but they don't even have those. Right now, maybe you can find some at a dollar store that are like dust masks, but they got staple holes in them. So to be honest, if you really want to be protected, N95 has an OK seal if you shave and all that, but this is a true respirator. So that one I just showed you, the blue one, is a face mask. The N95 is a face mask. If it has a check valve in it, and it's up to whatever particulate, they start to call it a respirator, but it's not a gas mask. So I wanted to get into this for a second to make you people understand what I was talking about how the top of it matches the goggles, because this is all chemical tanker stuff, okay? And I'm fixing to sit over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, look. This nose piece, if I can get it in shot, this nose piece comes up way high. If you buy a set of regular goggles like these, they don't come quite as high. They might be formed that high, but they don't come up as high to match a full 3M respirator. Okay, this is what I was explaining. So these are chemical goggles. These are chemical goggles because they have that seal. Okay, all tankers that unload chemicals know what I'm talking about, but even the people that unload gasoline don't even really use these. 1993, 1996, that's not going to hurt you. The fumes, that really you should be wearing a mask, but as far as your eyes or ocular, unless you're just irritated by it, they're not going to be wearing these. But people run chemical tankers know what I'm talking about. So chemical, biological, it's all about the same thing. So what I'm saying is that these have a seal, this rubber seal that fits to your skin. It's not supposed to fit to a biosuit. It's supposed to fit to a skin. Okay, and this is one pair, and you see how it matches up on this. Well, this is what I wanted to show. Well, it actually matches up here, but to set it here for a second, this is what I want to show. Well, actually, okay, look. This is my older pair. That's how long I was doing that tanking stuff. I've got to buff that out. But the way this fits is like this, and then I'll show you the respirator itself. They've had some fake ones out there, so make sure you've got one that's a real one. It's stamped in here 3M. So if you go to the 3M website, you can get these. Okay, and these filters can be changed out, or you can get a whole nother mask for, it's only about 30 bucks or so. You can get these at paint supply places if they still have them. But the gas mask, a true gas mask, would have like a glass bubble over your eyes, and it protect you, and it would only have a filter on one side. It's not that it's a better filter. You could put a filter on both sides. It's right or left-handed, because in a war, if you're shooting at the enemy's after you or you're after them, either way, it's about the same thing. You're firing a rifle, your eye is up here, has to be able to see, and this would be in the way. That's why the gas masks have only one side. Oh, appreciate that, Matt. I'm trying, man. I'm just trying. I figured, you know what, I'll do a little something, right? So if you're in a war, and we might be soon, and I'm going to get into that later, and I'm going to get into the Bible of what it talks about war. It's a book of war. Okay, say what you want. It's a book of war. But I'm going to tell you, this one side, if you're right-handed and right-eyed, this side would be off so that you could shoot, so that this would not be in the way of your eye as you tilt your head sideways to look down the barrel, okay, whichever way you want to see it. I mean, this is coming to you, I'd have to be in reverse to show you what I'm talking about. So anyhow, like if it was like this, let's say, like if it was like this, and you want to clean this outside too, where it matches up to your face and stuff, before you take it off, clean it with alcohol and peroxide mixture. That's what that rag is. That's what I was going to tell about that. I'll tell about that in a minute. But the point is, this piece goes over the top of the back of your head. This goes on your face. And if you're shooting, okay, you may use, if you're right-handed, okay, and you have the rifle up and you're using your right eye, this cockeyed up like this, okay, you don't want this in your way. So you can see down the barrel to the iron sights. So let's see here. I was told, and I'm to understand, look, let me tell you something. I put some of that stuff on my hands, and it's got like white, like instant. You'll see some white stuff, any dead skin or whatever. I mean, it'll be that quick, it melts it. That stuff, as far as I know, dies instantly from some peroxide. But being a tanker driver, knowing what I knew, I'm going to explain some stuff about peroxide too. But back what I was saying real quick though, these don't match up to that very well, okay? If you're wearing that, you need These also. That's what I was trying to get to. And this is a better set of goggles anyhow. It's a better fit. And you don't see any air holes into this thing here. You ain't getting air holes. You're going to have a good seal because the seal is all the way around it. Let's see. Man, I'm showing it. Can't even show the strap. Sorry, I was getting a comment there and got a little off track. Let me put the strap around the front of these goggles so you can understand what I'm talking about. Okay. That seal goes all the way around to the sides, all the way around your nose, all the way around the other side. This is to keep you alive. All right. I'm telling you, we're in a bio war. You're on the battlefield. You've been pressed into service, and it's up to you to stay alive and to not spread this and to keep everybody else alive. That's the truth of it. And you have no PPE, and you've had no training. This is the best I could do to try to get the word out to some people that learn some of this stuff. So, all right. But back to the peroxide. You're talking about peroxide. Running a tanker, you'll understand this right here is 3% solution. Okay? This is only 3% peroxide. This is what I was talking about the other day. Let's see, 3% solution. It's only 3% peroxide. If this was 100% peroxide, like we haul in tankers, it will go through your hand. It will go right through your hand. It'll eat through you. This is good for you could put it on a Q-tip and pour some in your ear and then clean your ears out. You could put it on, well, it kills coronavirus, evidently, right? This new coronavirus. They said that Lysol killed coronavirus, but it does not kill this strand. Also, bleach does not kill this strand. I put the video up on that. But peroxide is a cleaner I'm using with this towel for anything, any box that I buy at Walmart, I'm wiping it down. I'm treating the whole thing like it's a Chernobyl. Imagine if you went shopping in Chernobyl, right? And you come out with all this great stuff. Would you put that nuclear-laden crap in your truck and sleep in it? Hell no. So, you know what I'm saying, people? Look, I'm being for real. This is the cleanest stuff that I use, and this is my lineup. And so if you got better stuff, let me know, because I could be wrong about stuff, but I'm not. I could be missing some stuff. That's possible. But, you know, if you want to help out the project of, hey, let's keep America alive for a good hot minute, you're welcome to. So let's see about the virus. Yeah, they can deny it all they want. It will become evident. Listen, there's that meme. I put it up. This guy, it was a statement he made. He was an old scientist, and he said that there's stages that people go through. The first stage is denial, then it's something else, and it's understanding, and then whatever, and then finally they're like, okay, you're right. But they're not going to give you credit, because guess who's going to give credit to? CNN, NBC, ABC, the people that see on the news. They're going to say, oh, they said, well, I've been talking about this. Look back at where I put up a comment on my channel before anybody had mentioned any of this, because I found out about it. I knew what it was when I saw the person shaking in the video of a leak from Wuhan, China, that was a nerve agent or some type of biological warfare agent. And I said, this is not a drill. This is not a test. This is not a drill. I made that comment. People thought, what is he talking about? And I'm trying to keep this clean, right? What is he talking about? Well, now you know what I'm talking about. Some people still haven't got there yet. So, yeah, it wasn't even a video. It was a post before I did the video. But I want to talk about stuff that's going to keep you healthy that I've found out. And now the Health Ranger is the one that put me onto this elderberry. And he's right. This stuff does taste good. Let me tell you something. This right here is the best immuno thing. And it evidently kills coronavirus in your body somehow by making your body be able to fight it off. It boosts your immune system so much. This is the one thing you want to have if you have nothing else. Now, people have talked about black seed oil. I don't know. I've been meaning to get some. I'll check it out. But this is even what the Health Ranger was touting as the best stuff, and it freaking is good. And you take 2 of them for an adult. Take 2, not just 1. It says it on the back. But these are the gummies, okay? Elderberry. But it's made by Sambucus, and I wanted to show this video for a reason, because I went everywhere looking for this crap. Then I finally found it at one Walmart. Then I went back to get it, and it wasn't there. Then I called the pharmacy. I said, hey, I'm looking for elderberry. Can you help me? Yeah, we have some. We have 2 bottles. It's limited supply. I've got 2 different makers. It's not this one that they had. See, I'd gotten this one. Look at what they had. They had these 2. This is what they had. These 2 right here, because everything else being sold out. This one's by Zicam, and this one's by Sambucol. sambucol. The other one is sambucus. So sambucol, black elderberry, but this has added stuff. This has vitamin C and zinc. Okay, this one has it says shorten colds and stuff. This one has something else in it. Let's see, what was it? 100%. I don't know. Cold remedy. It's got something else in it. The cold remedy one's got something else in it. So there you go. And so there's 3 different makers of elderberry. Okay. And I really wanted to get into the cleaning stuff and what I keep just in my driver's side door. Okay. This is my lineup pretty much. Dawn dishwashing liquid, is that in the shot? Yeah, Dawn dishwashing liquid right here. Okay. And I keep a water bottle. And I take a pocket knife and I cut a hole in the top of the water bottle. And it makes it like a jet sprayer. It makes it like a pressure washer. And you just squeeze a bottle. I've been doing that for my windshield for a long time. If they don't have a place that has a good squeegee, I take this right here. I'll put it half full of alcohol and the rest full of Windex, and I'll squeeze it, and I can spray all the way up to the top of the windshield, and then just use my wipers if I have to, and it'll come clean as rain, like clean as brand new. But then this Windex right here, I keep alcohol in it, in this spray bottle. That's half alcohol, half Windex. That's a bottle of straight up alcohol. So I'll wash my hands with this. Then after I'm done washing, I'll pour alcohol on my hands. Then when I'm done with that, I'll take this rag and that peroxide, pour it on this rag and get it saturated and squeeze it, and you will never see the bottom of your fingernails cleaner. And I'm telling you, yes, I needed to do some kind of manicure or clean my fingernails, cut them or whatever, but they have never been cleaner. They are white as a sheet of paper. So this right here, one for yourself, and keep another one for anything you buy in the store, including your gummies. Wipe that down with the peroxide towel. That will kill any of that coronavirus on it. Going from there, this way, that's a multivitamin. Those are the same ones. I just take 2 out of this bottle. Those are the same ones. Then B12. Vitamin B12 helps your immune system like crazy, and it'll make you actually feel better. You don't even want to take this before you go to sleep because it'll keep you up. Okay, that B12 is good stuff. Fish oil just happens to be for if you have any kind of a heart problem. This will get you where your blood pressure, if you have high blood pressure and you don't want to take high blood pressure medicine, which I don't, but this is preemptive, take fish oil, 1,000 milligrams, okay? And this will help your heart. And since this virus attacks you, and then the second time you get it, it's supposedly that your body attacks your heart or you can have a heart attack, fish oil will probably help you a lot with that. Because people have gotten down their blood pressure and been able to get off blood pressure medicine by taking fish oil, period. In other words, if you're over 40, start taking this stuff. No lie. It's a big horse pill. It's huge. But then this right here. I talked about how Nostradamus cured the Black Plague by making a pill out of rose hips with some vitamins in it and some minerals and stuff. And also that he was the only one who cured the plague. He had somewhere between a 85 and 95% cure rate, and nobody was getting anywhere, but he was. So what he had in it was rose hips and cedar oil, which cedar is a wood, but they squeeze it, they get the oil out of it, or pressurize it, or whatever they do it, and they get the oil out of it, and that oil is a natural antibiotic. That's how he was curing people, and nobody had ever taken an antibiotic before because it wasn't in existence back then. So he was curing people. Well, he wrapped that pill up in rose hips, which are rose petals, okay, off a rose, and wrapped them up and made the first pill that I've heard of, and put it under their tongue so it's sublingual, and then they got the vitamins from it and also that antibiotic, and they were getting well and living instead of dying. Okay, so this is a form of vitamin C, but what I brought all that up for is the vitamin C with rose hips is the one I'll take out of the jar. But these I'll take either every day or every other day instead of that. You don't want to overdose on vitamin C, so you only take either this or a pill. But this is 1,000 milligrams, which is more than a 500 milligram with rose hips. Okay, and it's just emergency. And I learned about this because there was a lady who was a teacher, and she was getting sick from the students every year, and she started taking this, and she didn't get sick no more. So I believed it and started using it, and I haven't been sick, so I'm just using it. Right, mix that with water, and let it, like I said. Man, I got a cough. I'm sitting here not drinking. You're gonna think I'm croned it up, but I was setting up my tripod from my ceiling and putting in the eye hooks. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about those, because I have told some people, if you want to put a tripod upside down from the ceiling and do videos like this in this way, these are the eye hooks that you get at Walmart. They're for hanging paintings, right? They're called D-ring hangers, small. Just a little something so that you know what I'm talking about. I put those in the screws that are up there in the plastic, and then in two of them, and then run paracord up with carabiners to hold it up, and then I tighten it up by pulling the legs up. So that's where you're at right now. You're in tripod from the ceiling, and that way I can pivot and whatever. It's not like I'm a kid on a pogo stick jumping around with a camera in my hand. Nobody wants to watch a video like that, right? But I'll put you on the dash in a bit. I just want to show my lineup. I had all these in a bag. I had to move the bag. I'm like, I set them all up here. I'm like, hey, that's knowledge right there. Why not give that to people? We need as many people living at the end of this all as we can. We're America, right? Otherwise, the Chinese are going to come in and wipe us out. And if you think I'm kidding, yeah, that was their plan in the first place for making the bioweapon. So I'm going to step back so I can even see some of these comments. I'll be getting off this thing in a bit, but when I clean all this up, I'm going to put the camera up there. Still ain't drinking my water, so I just had some lunch and went shopping for mess that there's no more in Harbor Freight. Oh, there's one other thing. This is my wild card. Bee pollen. Don't ask. I don't know. This is the don't ask, don't tell. I don't have a clue, man. Is it good? Is it bad? They got so much propaganda wrapped around this mess at the truck stops, but I bought some and I've been using it for a bit, so I don't know what to say. But there's black seed oil that I have not taken, but it's supposed to be good, right? And the main thing is that peroxide, and keep a wet towel for yourself, and every couple of days you can throw it away. Doesn't even matter. You can wash it, whatever. I'm just going to throw them away. You can get $3.99 a pack of these at Walmart, but I use one for wiping down stuff I buy and put in the truck, and the other one for my hands or for my face around my mask before they call it, when you put on a mask, they call it donning a mask, and your goggles and stuff. And I had a whole chemical suit. You know, you're not going to be having a chemical suit, but keep in mind, if you have a cut on your arm or on your face, it can get in through that too, because there's no protection. Your skin, your epidermis, not there, right? So this can get in there. So what you want to do is wear a long sleeve shirt, then take that shirt and wash it. And if you limit the amount of times you go into a store, it's not going to be every day. And if you fuel at the fuel aisle and just use your gloves to touch the keypad when you put in the card and all that stuff, and you can wipe your card down with this if you had to, but and you don't go in for the receipt, or you go in once a week and get a whole bunch of receipts printed out, however you can do it. I ain't messing with the receipts. I could care less. So, and by the way, they changed the hours of service in Ohio. If you are hauling what they're calling coronavirus, whatever, I think it's all BS. I think they're going to close all the skills down and actually let us run and get off our backs. And I think they're going to realize that when truckers start falling dead, they're going to look back and they're going to say, hey, what was the youngest a truck driver ever drove? 14? Sounds great. Maybe they'll start training people when they find out how many people are left living and they see they need to get that stuff. I ain't lied to you, people. There's going to be, they talk about draconian measures in some of these countries. Watch and mark my words what happens in this one. It will be things you'll be like, really? Who would have thought that they would have given? Now, you have to have that paper, by the way, in Ohio. You have to have a paper from the governor that says that you're hauling that stuff. But, I mean, I think they're going to close up the scales. I don't think they're going to have nobody in them, because that's more spread. And they'll be liable for the DOT officers getting this, either giving it to truck drivers and then that kills off all the truck drivers or makes them all sick and they can't run anyway. What's the difference? They're out of work. Or they get it, and then the state's liable to pay them or keep them up. I think they're going to give them paid vacations, or they're going to say, this is a good time to take your vacation time. We're just going to close some things down. I've seen a few scales close the other day. Don't think it's going to be a time for a blitz and for them to be handshaking, that's for sure. Social distancing, like the president said, and I'm talking 15 feet. So, oh, by the way, you can use this right here you can brush with it with a toothbrush and baking soda. That's the way we used to brush our teeth. If you don't have toothpaste, that's a good toothpaste. Just, you're going to want to have some water to gargle with afterwards. It foams up a little bit. You know, it foams up a lot if you had some kind of an infection or something. That's how you tell what peroxide's doing. If it foams up like crazy, it's fighting an infection. If it doesn't, it's not fighting an infection. Viral, by the way, if you spit, viral is yellow. You could be sick and you could spit, or if you have something in your nose or whatever that's clear, um, that's generally not viral. It's just your reaction to it. So I don't know what this stuff does though, because they're saying it causes a jelly in people's lungs. They did a dissection, a autopsy of a guy, and one lung on this one patient was solid. I don't know if it was solid as a rock, or I think it was like spongy like a pancake, but solid and was useless. And then this is the crazy part. I'm trying to get a lot out, and then I'm gonna put you on the dash and we'll talk. But look, China has been known for taking and organ harvesting and killing the Uyghur population for it that are in prison. They have been known for taking their lungs out of their bodies, or if they were supposedly they're supposed to be brain dead, right? Well, here's the thing: a guy in China, and I couldn't find that video, so I could just tell you what he said. He's like, "How did they find a lung transplant?" Because they did two lung transplants the other day just on this coronavirus victims. Two of them. One was a 60-year-old and one was a 50-year-old. One was a man, one was a woman. And they're like, how did they find a match for them so fast when organ donors get on the list for months and months and months and never get an organ, much less a set of lungs? Because it has to be a perfect accident. They have to be brain dead but not damaged lungs. Usually that's a car accident. And the guy says, how the hell did they find lungs and a match and all this that fast, and nobody's driving cars in Wuhan, China, or anywhere around China? Because the cars are shut down. If you ain't driving a car, you ain't had. So how did they find two different donors that were brain dead? Well, a lot of times they'll kill them from the prison system, and they'll say, don't you want to be a donor? I guess you do. Whatever they did, I'm pretty sure those were illegally harvested lungs. And I'm going to go, I can say that. That's how I feel. My opinion, nobody else's. So they did 2 lung transplants. We'll see if those people live or not, but that's how bad their lungs were. This causes organs to shut down. It causes your lungs to have this jelly in it. It's not even like the original SARS. The original SARS was a fluid. This is like a jelly that can't be expectorated. If you look at the videos closely and start to really pay attention, in Italy, where they've got this big outbreak, what they're doing there is they have the patients laying on their stomach, which is different than Wuhan, China. They're lying on their stomach thinking maybe that stuff will be able to be coughed out or got out. Maybe that works. I don't know. What I do know is that the only thing that kills it, they even said in the news, bleach won't kill it. But evidently, there's a mixture of peroxide and something else. Either it's peroxide and bleach or something. I'm going to continue to use a bathroom cleaner, but that is the stuff right there. You can wash your hands with the soap and the alcohol and all that, but when you're done, wipe it off with that stuff right there, because that's the stuff that it melts it like instantly. Somehow this is the magical killer. Now, it's too bad they can't put something similar to that in the water to treat it, because the water's all going to have it. So I don't know what they're going to do about that. I'm going to do a whole other video on how water systems work and how the sewage is going to wind up in the water. They're going to drop it out of the sewage plants into the rivers. The safest drinking water will be in lakes or bottled water until such time as it's contaminated. That's where I'm at on that. Starting to think I know a little too much about this stuff, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's been, it's every disaster scenario that I was ever taught. They were right. Training kicks in. You're like, oh, really? This happened? Really? Yeah, kind of did. I think we could have kept it out of the country sooner. I think we need to cut down on all flights within the United States, just shut them down. I think they need to say, to heck with the economy. Let the truckers do the best they can to get stuff back and forth. Let people stop meeting up in places. Let them stay home. And you're going to have to come up with you're going to be waived a deductible on your insurance to get tested, but you're going to have to pay for the test if you don't have insurance. It's like $3,700 just to be tested. Who's got that kind of money laying around? Plus, when you lose your income, they're saying that they could pay you, but some people were out of work looking for a job anyways. They're saying they're going to tax break, but that's just for people that's working. Now, I'm working, but I can speak for people being poor because I've been poor a long time. We're all struggling, So, I'm no senator's son, right? Like the song from Creedence. So you look, this is what we got, people. This is your lineup right here. This is the only thing that's going to help you. The government's not going to help you. They do have some quarantine places. I put up a picture of that. I think I put that up as my last one, but it's, yeah, I put enjoy your stay. So I'm fixing to move you people up to the dash so I can clean this mess off and put it back in the bag. I was just moving some stuff around in my truck. This happened to be a real good time and a good lineup. I'm like, hey, that's a lineup, right? I had to put it somewhere. So that's what's up for right now. I cleaned my mess up, put this, because I was putting alcohol back in my bottle. I was doing everything at the same time, and it just so happened that I put a lineup on my dash. So I'm like, hey, that right there is knowledge. Let's share some knowledge. On about 2 shakes, I'll have you on the dash in that mount. And there you go. Let's see here. But those elderberries taste freaking good, for real. And these taste pretty good too, these gummies, the B12. And this tastes, you know what I'm saying, this emergency, but it's got so much vitamin C in it, you really need it. And I don't know, this is just how truckers do it, because we ain't got no time and they don't have truck parking at a hospital. I mean, really, it'd be difficult, but even a doctor's office. Who's got truck parking and who's got the time for it? Ain't nobody got time for that. We got to roll. We got to make money. We get paid by the mile, okay? And if we ain't turning miles, we're not getting paid, and we're paying for a truck. So, yeah, instead of losing everything, most times you get a cold, whatever, you're like, well, you know, we're going to work through it. Well, it's kind of hard to work through this, so you want to not get it in the first place. That is the trick. And as soon as I get this right, that is the plan. Oh, drop it down a little bit lower here. Maybe. Let me give y'all a more comfortable, for me, spot for y'all to be. Right up in here. And then, and I won't be much longer on this, but I wanted to bring this to you people best as I could. Let's see what we got. If it'll work. You know what? I don't know how this is going to work. Hold tight. Maybe this will fix itself if I flip it. Will it fix itself? Yo. Okay, so let me know if your screen's upside down. If it's right side up like I'm looking at, then we're good. Give me a thumbs up if it's in the right position. If it's not upside down or something crazy. Not that it matters, you're just looking at my dash anyways. And I gotta get in here on the, where's the comments at? Okay, good, appreciate it. So yeah, 4 Walmart Supercenter are turning into camps. Which ones? Make a comment. Joseph Gardner, I'm glad to see you too, brother. Which ones? And I see all these comments, and I know I've missed them, but y'all know I was getting through all that knowledge, and you're mounted from the ceiling, and if I'm not turning you to the right, I can't see the screen as well to see your comments, so I apologize. I understand when everybody's putting the stuff up. In the military. Okay, I'll answer that question. Matt Mendez asked, was I in the military? Okay, I'm going to give you the best answer I can. I was never active duty. However, I've been trained and I was Sergeant First Class. I'll let you figure that one out. So if I had went active duty, I would have been squad leader directly after boot camp. So I have the knowledge that's required to do a job. And my sergeant was in Vietnam, and his idea was teach it all. So I can call in a bomb and run. I can, fit tourniquets. We learned about all kinds of stuff. We learned about this biowarfare shit. It's the knowledge that I have, I'm thankful for, and it helped me with my tanking career. And then I turn back around, using it to keep from getting this shit. So I'm just being honest with you. That they need to get the military training the people, because the people are now on the battlefield. It just happens to be like there was a battlefield and all the people showed up. Now you got to train them how to keep them alive, because it's your job. It's your job. You have to think of it like this. You take an oath, right? And the oath is that you will, you will protect the United States of America from all enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, this is a domestic, foreign brought enemy, okay? The people need to be protected. What are they giving us? Donut. That's what they're giving us, okay? I probably just taught you more than you're hearing in the news or anywhere else, and social distancing and all. And what I've put up, well, see, there goes the mount. What I put up has been more useful than half the crap that you're gonna find on CNN, NBC, all those people that are trying to get famous is all they're trying to do. Hold tight. Let's see if I can make this work again. Yeah, all they're trying to do is get famous. All they're trying to do is be well known for being well known for being well known. You see how they introduce themselves and you know their name, but you don't know a damn thing of what they just said, right? That's the truth of it. So, I don't know what to say about this situation except that it's not right, and the only way to protect the people that are now currently on the battlefield is to give them the gear they need and to teach them how to keep themselves safe. Not to say, well, some will get it, some will live, some will die, and that'll create a hedge of protection against us and some kind of herd immunity, like the video I put up the other day. That's bullshit. Straight up. There's no better way to say it. You don't do that to people. These are the people that we're supposed to be protecting. So while we have an army that's out there fighting on distant shores, in comes this Trojan horse shit, and we are now in a situation where our public is in danger anyways, and there's not a damn thing they can do about it. And I bet they're pretty pissed about it. I'm pretty pissed about it. But the truth is, they can't do anything about it. So the best I could do is when I saw it coming, right? It goes all as far back as you want to say, you know, when Paul Revere rode his horse at midnight and told him, you know, whether it was one if by land or two if by sea. It's you see something coming, you see a clear and present danger on the horizon. You spread the word, you ring the bell, you yell it from the tallest tower. And that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you people. I was telling you from day one it's coming. Now I'm telling you how to protect yourself from it. And I don't believe everybody has to get it. You know, stop. I'm glad they shut down the schools, because I was about to start screaming that even louder, but a lot of the schools are shutting down. They need to keep them shut down more than just for 2 weeks, because this stuff has an incubation period. I'll get into the specifics of the virus, showing some pictures and stuff in a different video. The point is, it hides itself from anywhere from 2 weeks to 30-something days. And that Wuhan nurse is still fighting it and trying to get out of the hospital, and she keeps saying, oh, well, it's been like 39 or 40 days now, or whatever it's been now, but she hopes to get out in another 7 days. They've given her all kinds of liquids and stuff. You won't get that kind of treatment. There's not enough beds for you. You'll be quarantined in your home until you're about to die. You'll be lucky to get to the hospital before it happens. Your chest will be hurting, shortness of breath. This is some rough stuff, people. And they're not testing, and the doctors are saying, why won't they let us test? What the hell's wrong with them? We're begging for testing. Well, now they're saying, oh, well, we're getting tested, and it's going to be testing. Yeah, by the time they test, everybody will have it. And then they'll just be trying to mitigate the spread in a different way, or making it move. Hey, let's put them all over here. Let's put them. And how are you going to say that there's no cases in Alabama when they just moved like a cruise ship or an airplane, whichever one it was, to Alabama? How come Alabama don't show up on the map at all? How come the numbers don't stay up? How come they take away from the numbers when somebody dies or somebody is so-called cured? How come they're not trotting out the cured? The last cured person I've seen was from SARS, and that guy has got bone density loss. He walks all crooked. He was never out of shape or anything, and he has lung damage. Now China is finally admitting that after you have this, you won't be whole again, because they're showing that even walking like 20 feet, you're shortness of breath. Okay, and these people walk all the time. Like, they walk everywhere. They're going to need a trolley to tote them people back and forth to their jobs, because they ain't going to be able to walk there no more, and they don't have cars. Listen, I ain't making this shit up, people. I'm being real. You are not hearing about the true effects of this bioweapon, this SARS 7.0, this damn dastardly, deadly shit that they made, okay? I think they all of them, need to be tried and found guilty of crimes against humanity. This is going to be worse than the 1918 flu. I was talking about people ain't never seen nothing like this a long time back, before this even happened. Now here it comes to fruition, and I'm telling you the same thing now. People have not seen an pandemic of deadly proportions in this country in too long. Since 1918, it's 2020. You do the math. They are not prepared in any way to even see the bodies that are wrapped in the sheets from their bed, sitting on the front porch step, waiting to be picked up daily. They have not been able to handle the fact that they'll run out of caskets. But these will all have to be cremated, because they're more deadly to other people from the gas, the off-gassing coming out of their lungs and stuff. then even, you know, you can't embalm them. You can't do that stuff. They have to be cremated because they're even more deadly because the stuff it's called shedding the virus. So they're walking around right now untested. They're giving everybody else the virus. It's I'll tell you, New York and New Jersey is a foregone conclusion because they swap people back and forth of who works where, and then the trash goes from New York back to New Jersey, so they're going to send it back there on the trash trucks with no covers, and it's not a biohazard kind of thing, but it's going to be that way. Then it goes from the septic system down into the river, the Hudson Bay, all that, everything's going to be shot. I'm telling you, people, this is our worst nightmare. It's like knowing that all of the water has gone out in the ocean and people are out picking up seashells, and you're like, listen, you know there's going to be a tsunami, you know everybody's going to die, you're trying to tell people about it. Some people believe in it, some people don't believe in it. It'll be evident. Don't beat yourself over the head if people don't believe what you're saying. Just know how to protect yourself when it does. And like I said about a shovel, I'm gonna drink some water. There'll be a day though when a shovel that's old and rusty and has no handle will be worth more than $100 bill because you won't be able to get one in the stores and all the stores will be closed. What do you think is gonna happen when people start looting stores because they got no money, no job? It's already been some looting. They're not gonna replenish that store and say, oh, well, come back next week and buy stuff. They're not even gonna send stuff there, and there won't be a truck driver to bring it there. People, we have not seen this in our lifetimes, and I've studied it for years. Because I had pneumonia too and almost died when I was a kid, and I was in that hospital in that coop tent getting oxygen. I said, I'm gonna learn about this stuff and figure out what it is. Don't know if I'll be able to cure it, whatever, but at the very least I'm gonna learn so I'll know what's dangerous to me. I started learning about every single plague, every single, you know, the massacres, all the different, look up Legionnaire's disease. The Legionnaires were there, and there was birds that were sick and they were crapping in the front, and then they got that disease, right? Look up, oh man, the plague, Black Death, scurvy. How about this? And I just showed you a bunch of, I'm glad I brought this up. I just showed you a bunch of vitamins. If you think vitamins don't cure stuff, the reason that the medical big pharma has not come up with a vaccine or a medicine for scurvy is because it's cured by what? Eating citrus fruit like oranges. So if a bunch of men get on a ship and they eat only meat, potatoes, and whatever, but they have no vegetable, man, I just said it, but no citrus fruit, right? They will get this disease it could kill them. But if they eat oranges or that type of citric fruit, it cures it instantly. It cures it. It is the cure for scurvy. They didn't know that, and people were dying. Well, they want you to forget that. They want you to not know that, because if they can make you forget that there's natural cures for stuff, then they can come up with a pill and charge you $1,000 per person to take it, and they'll make your diet, make it so you'll have it, so they'll get that money. But I'm just going to put this out there. You saw the vitamins I'm taking. We'll see what happens. Make a contact tree though. Everybody you're in contact with. Get a piece of paper out and say everybody you contacted today and every store you went into. Then turn that around and say, was I wearing a mask? Was I protected? Whatever. And say, you know what? You don't need to have contact with everybody, because everybody they've had contact with and everybody that person's contact has had contact with, it becomes an avalanche of disease that you just got. And 15 feet is what they're saying that these people can infect you with. One woman from Wuhan, China, she went to Iran, and it was some kind of a Christian cult kind of thing. They called it a cult, whatever. They prayed down on their knees and whatever, and she infected something like 4,500 or 4,600 people. Then in total, with their infection and other people that she was with, or maybe them spreading it, they're thinking 100,000 people got infected from one woman who was in a conference, get together, church thing, whatever, in one day. So now that is got out to you, I think I'm done. Am I done, people? Let me know. I don't know. Y'all want to make some comments? Now I'm gonna get off this thing. I got work to do. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. I'm gonna try to scroll down. Let me know where not certain. Google it. Okay. Yeah. Well, it's because of my training. It's because of what I do know. Let's see. Biological warfare is true. Yeah, it is. Well, it's not just true. It's here, brother. It's The enemy is within the gates at the present moment. I'm telling you, there's no escaping at this point. Let's see. Out of sanitizer, mix my mouthwash. No. Your mouthwash is not strong enough. Mix rubbing alcohol. Mouthwash has a very, very small amount of any type of thing. Alcohol is way better, but actually peroxide's even better than that. Keep pumping these videos out, bro. Good content. Oh, I appreciate you. You know, I'm gonna put y'all back on this other thing. I might just turn this too, because I've done lost my mount. So hold tight. Let me get one way to mount this is like this, and then I'll, if I can tighten this up, bring it to you like that. Still got the mask, my Darth Vader special, my 3M tanker unit. So, and those, you can change those out. You will know when your filters need to be changed when you can't breathe no more. And I had to take a test actually to test my lungs. They gave me this thing where you blow so hard and then you breathe so hard and they check your heart and all that stuff to get me certified to wear a respirator for a job unloading my tanker. Okay. Then you go around back and they're like, hey, let us know if you died or not, or we'll watch you on the camera, see if you blow up. If you don't, we'll be back here. Just wave when you're done. You know, that kind of mess. So that's where my knowledge comes from on the breather, is that. But they'll send you through, you know, it's a gas mask if you have the full face and stuff, and if it's rated for well, sarin, I guess, whatever they want to rate it for. And Chemical Ali killed a bunch of people over there in Iraq. That was VX mixed with sarin. He put everything. I don't think he would even mess with this coronavirus stuff. I'm just being honest with you. This may turn out to be just as bad, or if not worse, than any of the other biological agents or any hazard that you have on this planet currently. And the fact that you don't have to catch it again, it's still within your body. It just presents itself as something different the second and then the third time, because it has these, like, I could be using the wrong word if it's telomeres, but these, basically these contact points that will contact your body. And if you don't fight it off, it puts the virus in you. And it might present itself as the HIV component to it, the SARS component to it, or the MERS component to it. And they've had 17 years to figure out the simplest version of SARS and MERS, and they have got nowhere. And all of the test subjects that were rats and everything else died in the testing. So they got nothing for you but lies and send us more money. You know, give us money, right? It's the Al Gore coronavirus scam plan. Sure, they'll make millions. But if you can't get that kind of goggles that I was talking about, like chemical goggles, you might be able to order this off a 3M website that fit. These may not fit as good to the respirator, but these will fit to something like this kind of a mask. So, people, that's what I got for you. It was some kind of informative. Just keep in mind, you want to seal this even if you're wearing a full biosuit, like in that book I was talking about that people need to read, Z is for Zachariah. Even if you're wearing a full biological or any kind of a suit, this needs to touch your skin, not the suit. Okay, the suit needs to be outside of this seal. This seal touches your skin. That is it. That is all. That is how it works. There's no argument of that. There's no, well, I mean, that's why a bunch of workers in Wuhan got this, and they're dying from it. They're not living from it. They're dying from it, and it will be that they'll find out the effects of this afterwards. And Tom Hanks has got it. Hey, you can watch him. Maybe he'll be in the next movie talking about how he's a cripple and he's playing a cripple in a wheelchair, because, well, he might be crippled and in a wheelchair. You understand what I'm saying? This has effects that are like the gift that keeps giving. And this corona thing, look, it's the play-at-home version of war. You know, it's the war that everybody can enjoy. Don't you just love it? We love it. Thank you for the creators of Corona. I'm just saying, not the beer. I don't know what else to say. I'll check the rest of these comments. I'll get off this thing. I just wanted to bring what I'm doing, because that's absolutely what I'm doing, and I have them in my truck, and I wasn't just talking about them. That's my lineup, you know, and every day I take one of each, except the elderberries, they take 2. So let's see. Keep pumping these videos out. Yeah, I appreciate that. And see, watched your 14 people die. I have watched your 14 people die Murmansk again lately. Yeah, I put it out there, and I'm putting it out there before the news does, and more clear. They didn't even know it was that. They didn't know that was nuclear. How are you not gonna know it's nuclear when it's in the name? But it's, atomic with a K. Let's see. Trump saved many people from exposure. Yeah, he did, but they could have done better. They need to shut down all the planes. Let's see. By his swift actions in closing the borders, we will all not be allowed to travel to the USA soon. Yeah, they need to shut down all flights. They need to do it a while back. We're 2 weeks behind on everything because 2 weeks ago somebody got it, and then you get it. And then you don't know you have it for 2 weeks and you're spreading it. So that means that we're 2 weeks behind the ball, even if we tested everybody. So we got to do better about testing everybody and then set it up so that there's quarantine. You know, let me slow down a minute here. I done got all wound up and pissed off about something. Like I said, I need to calm down. Trump should have shut down all the borders back in December. Honestly, yeah. Florida's still life is normal. D3 helps with bone density and immuno health. Okay, D3. I haven't checked out D3, but I heard about that black seed oil. I need to check on that because Health Ranger knows his stuff. They study that, and Alex Jones has got him on a lot. Let's see. It's time to prepare. Food in Miami is no food. Walmart Supercenter that's not resupplying the store. It's fair to it will be a camp. Huh. Well, I would think they'd be running to supply that store because you're supposed to get at a Walmart. Here's your inside info. 2 to 3 trucks a day, regardless, on a normal day. That's what Walmart delivers. So I've hauled it. Let's see. This virus, where it started, their bodies being cremated. Yeah, like crazy. You should watch my videos, Joseph. I went over all that stuff. I really did. New York will be shut down in 2 weeks. Watch. They'll need a train to carry the dead out. A train with many cars. They are sending R4 back and blocking entry. Yeah. Soon be Americans. Let's see. Post that map you mentioned in the last video. I didn't see it in the community posting. Okay, it's in a community post. I'll find. Let's see. Trash from New York City. I'll post again. So it goes off into Pennsylvania off I-80. Yeah, I run that in the trash haulers. They fly around there. It's crazy, especially in the wintertime when it's ice. Let's see. I think it's much better than just virus. No, it's a bioweapon. Academic Lomosov. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Population control. That's what it's going to do, whether they like it or not. Pipeliners, Siberia. Let's see. Designed to have unlimited range for use. Onboard miniature nuclear reactor can theoretically fly for days. Oh yeah, I saw that, but they can't make it fly. They're having a hard time making it fly. Yeah, they can drop it. That Skyfall. I did a video on that. Look at video. Murmansk. Yeah, Twin Towns. See if you recognize anything. See, Trump named tomorrow National Prayer Day. Yeah, we're gonna need some prayer. Lies. All masks are sold out in my state. Yeah, masks are sold out at all of the pretty much all the Harbor Freights, but they have some masks in paint stores, and they will have them maybe in Home Depot. I was told that this one person got a black mask. I'm gonna check out Home Depot. But I have my mask. You've seen what I got, but I want to be able to have disposable ones also. Got my damn swim goggles out. Okay, well, that's what the dude did in China, and it worked for him. So no lie, swim goggles do work. It's ocular. You get it through your eyes. So tractor and supplies, yeah, tractor supplies. Advanced auto. Luckily, I can work from home. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, people, if it shuts down, I will still be hauling freight for a very, very long time because air freight is booming, and if people trying to get toilet paper and this kind of stuff through air freight, and can't get it in the stores, I expect myself to still be running. However, if there's a situation where I'm not running, I'll be doing this 24/7. It'll be my new career, YouTubing it up. I don't care. I mean, if I can't truck, I'm gonna still teach what I do. This is what I do. Teach what you know before you go. I'll do it till I'm dead. They'll have me. The last shake I do will be when my camera cuts off. How about that one? Let's see. 3 nights ago, Russian spy intercepted over Alaska. Posted map. I will. Let's see. Oh, wait. What happened? Floating nuclear plant. Yeah, I can't post it while I'm on this thing. I have to do it after I get off the live, though. But I will. And check out my Twitter. Go there. You should see what I put up. So the dude from MedCram on YouTube discussed why the intubate patients on their stomachs these days. Oh, okay. I have to check that out. Maybe they know something from MedCram. Put up a link to that in a comment. After I drop this video, put it on a comment there, too. as a comment about the MedCram. I want to link to that MedCram thing where he talks about why they put them on their stomachs. Florida Bike Week still going. Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna kill a lot of people, man. And it's not discriminate to the older people that are even rich and famous and stuff are getting it. They're getting a little understanding of the situation for sure. Doing great work. You gave us more info than news or CDC. And that was just me, like, I feel like that's my bucket. If I threw everything I could think of in a bucket and said, I'm gonna teach this, that was a bucket. I've got a dump truck load of what really should be going on. We should all have biosuits because it gets in through your skin also. Wash your arms all the way up to your elbows, but if you have to wear a long sleeve shirt, then take it and wash it. And I'm washing pretty much everything with some good Tide, but there's some kind of a cleaner that they say is good, and I forget what it was that they said it was. I forget what it was, but they're cleaning the subway with some kind of orange stuff. I don't think that's worth the crap. But the stuff they were talking about had peroxide in it. If you get a cleaner that's peroxide, it was some kind of a Mexican name, believe it or not. And I don't think it was the Fabuloso that everybody makes fun of. But I'll have to find that stuff. But I'm making my own spray bottle and peroxide. And I think because China ordered the 80,000, how many pounds or hundreds of thousands of pounds of peroxide from another country that was given to them to help out with the effort. I think that Chisol, they tried to say it was water and alcohol, but because of it's a white in the air, I think it's got some peroxide mixed in with it. And they said peroxide works so well at killing this stuff, like 100% of it in a petri dish or whatever. Peroxide is money, okay? And Walmart's keeping a supply of alcohol and peroxide. I'm talking about, I think it's a good idea to, I haven't done it yet. I think that it's going to be a bleach cleaner with peroxide in it. A certain percent of bleach, certain percent of peroxide, and there you go. But I'm using straight peroxide on my hands. It is, if you ever have a cut, you can put peroxide even on a cut. So I have no problem with washing my hands and then put peroxide on them and then rinsing them again with water in a minute or so after it dries or whatever. And I'm gonna do my best not to get this, and I hope nobody else does. But I know people are going to, and people are going to die. So they can't help but do the status quo. So let's see here if I've got any more comments here. I guess I do. Let's see. I'll try to find a link in the video. Borax. I don't know that might be too strong. 203 from the pipeline from Russia to Europe to China. Open December 2nd. Turkey next Europe. Then contained underwater wires as well as corona found. December 3rd. Kim Jong-un promised. Let's see. OxyClean is peroxide. That's money right there. OxyClean is peroxide. That dude on there, he's always talking about the orange commercial and yelling and screaming and stuff about it, how it's great. That's why I try not to yell in these videos. I'm trying not to sound like him, people, because it's horrible listening to them damn commercials. But OxyClean, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, OxyClean. So, let's see, I've been sick since February. No kits been to urgent care and no kits. They're fixing to be testing like crazy, so evidently they'll do it. I don't know where you're at, but in the U.S. it's supposed to be testing like real soon because they had no tests, then they put a bunch out, then they'll have. It's been a joke. But other countries that are third world countries, all right, testing 30,000, or that's supposed to have a worse doctor system at least. Maybe not full third world, but I'm starting to think we're third world. Thinking Mexican soap is called Zote. No, it's not. It's not a bar. It's a spray. Think of it as a bathroom cleaner or something. It's a spray, and it's got peroxide in it. And they talked about it. I put it up on one of my comments on a community thing. I put, hey, we might have a cleaner now at least. Shell gas station, same thing. Oh man, where was the Shell station located? What state? Whatever? We'd like to know. Let's see. I use Lodafor to sanitize. They use it to sanitize beer making equipment. Lodafor, okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, the only thing they can give you, they're giving the people that they flew to Nebraska to keep them well. This is the other trick, is chicken noodle soup, because they're giving them chicken noodle soup and Tylenol to get them better, and a negative pressure room. So box fan in your window blowing out once you get this disease, so that you don't have a viral load in the room and it be overwhelming versus oxygen that you'd be breathing in, because you won't be able to fight it. It's like mold. It's like your it's like nuclear, but it's like mold. It's your amount of viral load that you get from your exposure is how long and how bad your disease or sickness is, and whether you can fight it off or you die or not. So you don't want to walk into a room full of it. That's why these box stores, like, I'm masking up if I have to, so that I can get what I need and get out, and I ain't breathing on, because there's the ventilation problem. Well, here's the thing. If you are continually sick and you're breathing out, it's like you breathe in oxygen, but you breathe out virus. You'll fill up a room and you'll make yourself worse. So it's like mold. You don't want to be in a room full of mold. If there's a little bit, you spray some bleach, you come back, whatever. This stuff will viral load up the room. So they created, for Ebola patients, negative pressure rooms that have a fan sucking out the air and blowing it outside or into a filter system, whatever. But put a box fan in your window if you're in home quarantine, and it will keep your viral load in that room down. That's what you do. That is the answer. So the Nebraska hospital has got a negative pressure room, box fan in the window kind of thing. They've got chicken noodle soup, same as what Campbell's has got, but I like the Progresso stuff better, and Tylenol. Tylenol, because you get a fever so high that it'll kill you. So Tylenol to keep the fever down. And there you go. That's all they have until you start to die, and then they'll give a Hail Mary pass of what they call compassionate care. Means you're going to die, but we'll give you this AIDS medication. And remdesivir, I have to learn what the hell that word is. That has good effects, they say, on people. However, the guy in Washington State just died. Evidently, it didn't work on him. Evidently, the treatment didn't work on a guy in Georgia. Evidently, the treatment didn't work on the one woman who was in Iran. Evidently, Li Wen Lang, that doctor, Dr. Lee, he died, and he had the ability to have oxygen and all kinds of stuff. He died. He was 30. It's killing, I don't want to say everybody, it's killing a lot more people than they're admitting in China. The death rate's way higher, and it is highly infectious. It has a RO of somewhere between 12 and 18. I'd say 15. But then the one woman could have infected 100,000. So I'm going to go by each country, and I'm going to say what I think their RO is. Each one's different, but it's highly infectious, like the measles, spreads like the measles, and it's deadly. So if the measles was deadly, this would be their nightmare. This is a nightmare. So I'm going to go further here. Let's see. Load it forward, sanitize. Let's see. Drink some 200 proof moonshine. Yeah, I'm with you. But at the end of this we're all going to want some Corona in the bottle. 32-ounce bottle of Ida-4 makes 320 gallons of solution, recommended by the CDC. Well, I don't know what kind of Chisol they're using. I don't know if we're going to use that here, but it's actually getting into the water supply. And between that and they flush the toilet and it goes fecally, because you're fecally transmittable even after you're better. And even after these people are better, the virus represents itself as a different disease inside your body, and you have no ability to fight it off. And then it's off to the races again, and they're reinfected and getting sick. And they're like, how come people are getting sick again that were supposed to be cured? So at that point, and those people have heart attacks because it attacks their heart or something, is what I've heard. But it gets into the water system. Back to it getting in the water system. Fecally, even after you're better, it comes out. And anytime you flush the toilet, it goes up through your tubing in your sink. And it's best to take some saran wrap and a quarter, or any kind of a plug, but some saran wrap, and put it in your sink, but spray down your sink with a mist of some peroxide. But over there in Wuhan, all the stuff they're spraying in the air and in the roads and gets into the drainage, also the fecal matter that goes into the rivers over there, that's dumped right into the rivers out in pipes, is making the fish jump out of the water. I put up a video on that. Fish were jumping up out of the water, and the military was breaking people's fishing poles, throwing them in the water, saying, you can't fish here, it's not the flu, you dumbass, and all this stuff, and kicking them off the side of the bank, saying, don't come back, because they were fishing in the water, and then the fish at a different part of the water were jumping out of the water, and people were trying to get them and cook them, and that's dangerous. So the water's going to be contaminated that we drink. I don't know at what point people are going to start seeing how real this is. They're going to get a taste, a really bad taste, of the destruction of what this can do. And this was just an accidental spreading from over in China that got over to here. Imagine if they had dropped it off over here, how quickly it would happen. But I don't know what to say. They did take some bodies, or some people in China that weren't even dead yet. The woman thought they went to a crematorium, but she said they put them in what she called box-like devices. That, to me, sounds like something they want to drop off and aerosolize in the air, or maybe send in a shipping container somewhere. That's where I'm at on that. I think we don't need to ship anything from China anymore. We need to start manufacturing the hell out of it over here. We need American up. We made this country. We need to start making in this country. And companies, instead of making millions, they need to take those millions they've made and start building companies over here and get us what we need. This is never going to go back to normal. This is never going to go back to status quo. It's time we make our own stuff in this country, period. And I'm sorry about the comments here. I got to touch that. Maybe it'll bring it up. Let's see. Also, research has shown fasting for 5 days revamps. Oh, I wouldn't fast right now because you'll be weaker first. And chicken noodle soup, like I said, and those vitamins. So iodine, I don't know about iodine. I maybe it is good, but I'm scared to take it. Let's see, I drink Nesine, iodine, and nanosilver. As far as nanosilver, there was a guy that was on Oprah. I'll try to find a link to that. He turned blue because he was taking silver. I don't recommend taking silver. Silver is an antibiotic. You could maybe use it to cleanse things, but you already have peroxide for that. I can't recommend silver because the dude turned blue. Now, monatomic gold, I don't know about that either, but they did talk about it in the Bible. And that's not the manna. The manna grows from a plant, but and it only grows every so many years or whatever. But the monatomic gold that is a white powder, like when they say that Moses broke up the cow and made them eat it, I think that's what he did with it. Is he burned it. When you take gold at a super high temperature, it turns into a dust that's white. So it's monatomic gold. So I don't know about that either, to be honest with you. Like I said, it's not something I'd take every day. Let's see, he was making it himself and not using the right water. That's why he turned blue. Well, I think he said he was taking so much of it. So if it does that when you take so much, I wouldn't, like I said, I can't recommend it. Hey, if it's good for you, great. I was just showing you things that I've been taking that are good for you. And that the health ranger said to specifically fight this virus he brought up. I think he talked about black seed oil too, but he brought up elderberry, and I wanted to know what the hell elderberry was, and I learned real quick, and they taste great. They really freaking taste good. So, I mean, if they made a, well, it is a gummy, but I'm saying if they made a candy, people would eat it and buy it and buy more of it. It tastes like some kind of almost like a German gummy worm, for real. It's freaking good. So people, I'm gonna get off this thing. I got some other stuff to do. I don't know if there's any more comments here. Let's see. No? Well, look, drop comments on this video so it'll be up there. Click like, share, subscribe, do what you do. You can check out everything that's going on Twitter because, like I said, that's where it's at. And I'm not getting paid to tell you about all these products. I'm not getting any kind of a money kickback from them or nothing. Google does give me a enough for probably some coffee or what off my videos. I mean, it's a little something, but Twitter gives me nothing. Matter of fact, they banned me a couple times. I've been in Twitmo. They don't like, I'm their stepchild. They don't like what I do sometimes, I guess. But whatever. If you ain't even banned off Twitter, you ain't even talk about nothing. So who cares, right? I mean, if you want to be honest about it, John the Baptist, he wrote the Bible, most of it, while he was imprisoned. So, you know what? If they want to ban me off of a social media site because I'm telling the truth, no worries. They treated Jesus worse. Look, they nailed him to a cross and killed him. They can't treat me that bad, and I'll tell the truth. So, but I will be doing a video on the Bible being a book of war because we're leading into one, and China's blaming us for this, so they might just use that as an excuse to have a full-out war. Let's see. I think before, Joe and everybody, I appreciate y'all showing up, and I don't want to waste your time. I just want to bring up the vitamins. Go get you some elderberry if you can. If you can't find it at Walmart, try to find it at Walgreens or someplace like that, but wear a mask because people are going in there sick, and you want to be protected from them, and wear some kind of eye protection that seals. Even if they're swim goggles, man, I wouldn't care. A dude in China's doing it. It's ocular. So let's see here. They don't like you exposing our government. Well, and it's not that I'm even exposed. I toe the line for the government. I'm in lockstep with them. However, you put up a news report, I can break it down for some people and explain it in a little bit better way that they're trying to talk over our heads. They want to talk to each other on the news. That's what they do. It's like a coded message. They're saying, oh, by the way, yeah, we know there's herd immunity is going to come up, so there'll be that. Whoa. What does that mean? What does that mean is They want you to die. You're the collateral damage. So either you're going to die or you're going to get the herd immunity. And then the next time this comes around, they'll be protected from getting it while they're hiding in their bunkers. We're the lab rats. We're the test subjects. We're the guinea pigs. So they're telling their plan of what they're going to do is kind of let it go for a couple weeks. Let's see what happens. It will double twice. The numbers will double twice by that time, and people will die. People are dying now. And some people have it, don't even know it, and they're going to die in a few weeks. It's not a joke. This is not a drill. You've been pressed into service. So you are fighting on the front line in a really hot zone. So anyhow, let's see. I guess I got another payment. Exactly. Yeah. So look, people, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to take care of some stuff. I will give you some more advice too. Get a pressure washer and get one. The ones that Harbor Freight, the problem with those is you have to buy a separate Ryobi thing that's a foam thing, but you can get a pressure washer that's electric even, pretty cheap, and it's got an attachment. You want an attachment that you can put soap in and put peroxide in that mess, and then you can do the same thing they're doing on your walkway, your driveway, everywhere around, whatever, and you can make sure, hey, if people come up to your door, you answer it by don't open the door, talk through the window. Because for real, they are right there and they're presenting a contact. Make a contact tree on a piece of paper. Who'd you contact? Oh, well, your mailbox is a contact point unless you wash your hands afterwards. Even your mailbox. Use your brains, people. So, my family members have been coughing. I distanced myself from them, though. Yeah, I'll tell you, you better mask up, goggle up, and stay away and have a box fan in each of their windows blowing out so that it's not viral loading up the entire house. And most of them have a central air conditioning system. Central means one air conditioning system runs the whole house. That means everybody in there could get it. Homeless, what? Jesus. Oh my God. That's crazy, Joe. Homeless lady's telling she's going to get a coronavirus. Well, people, other than that, like I said, I'm done. I'm out. Have a good day. Get you some elderberry. The stuff freaking good, and vitamin B12. And if you get the liquid vitamin B12, it's supposed to be refrigerated or in a cooler with ice, but it's actually stronger, and you hold your tongue up when you take the dose of it, and it's sublingual, just like Nostradamus tried to teach a long time ago. Under the tongue, right? How do you know that? So stay safe. I'm gonna get off this thing. I'll try to drop something later. I'm doing what I do, and let's see, I've been staying outside my shed. My family is inside no line. Check. Yeah. Hey, big thing, people. One more thing before I go. Plant a garden and buy boxed potatoes, powdered potatoes, dehydrated potatoes, whatever you want to call them, instant potatoes. Buy boxes of that. You won't be able to get fresh vegetables. It won't be long. I'm telling you, this is happening. It's going to happen when the truckers can't get it to you. And they loot the grocery store and they don't want to fill it back up again because they ain't got money like that. I'm going to tell you, I'm giving you a heads up. You better have a garden with potatoes in it. You can row line them with what they call spoiled hay is good and it's free, or you can buy hay and start your seeds now. And you want to start it in potting soil because if it's in topsoil and manure, it will be too hard and the seeds will have a little sprout and then they'll die. The trick is to use potting soil at first, then take them out, then bury your tomato plants deep by ripping off their leaves. I'll put a link up if somebody does that mess. Anyhow, rip off a few of their leaves going up and give it another 3 inches in the dirt. And then put an egg in the hole, in the bottom of the hole, which is an old trick I heard somebody else talk about, and I was surprised to hear about that. And crack it and throw it in the bottom of the hole and put the tomato plant in it. Like how the settlers were taught by the Native Americans to put a fish in the bottom of the hole for corn. But then... So grow tomato plants, and if you have to, buy the seedlings later, but try to grow them from seed now. And then that last frost ought to be, a couple weeks, hopefully, or if it's already done. And you're going to need to grow stuff to eat that's fruit, like of the vine, like you're talking tomatoes, eggplant, cucumbers, stuff you can actually eat, and definitely potatoes. And keep this in mind: if you plant one potato, you'll grow 2. Just know that number. So you could buy bags of potatoes now, but they'll be rotten in no time. So buy them, plant them, and they'll grow 2 or 5 or whatever by all stocked up. Okay, that's good. chicken noodle soup like crazy, and you need to have enough food for you to eat for at least 6 to 8 weeks quarantined in your house in case you get this. That way you don't have to go to some quarantine center and have them feed you, but you'll get it even worse, a viral load from other people. So I'm off, and like I said, plant a garden, grow stuff. That's all I got for you, y'all. And get a HEPA filter for your house. It might even help some too. Lysol does kill stuff, but it won't kill this, but it will knock down the other stuff. The trick is don't get a regular flu right now. Don't get a regular flu because it will make you weaker and more susceptible to this stuff. And the best way to not get sick is to get every doorknob, everything you touch clean with peroxide on a towel, maybe a bleach wipe with peroxide on it. So, like I said, I'm gone. Y'all stay safe. I'm out. I'll do another one when I can. Either tonight, tomorrow, whenever I can. I got work to do. All right, I'm out. Peace.